history as to the reasons why the world's greatest treasures remain valuable and arousing, both monetarily and to the naked eye. Artwork, jewels, and other worldly possessions are valued and categorized by its worth based on societal norms and values. These preferences are ultimately driven by aesthetics. According to Plato, human beings are inclined to gravitate towards physical stimulants that activate both an illicit physical and mental response. Hence, it is why people attach value to precious metals. This brings into play the fact that people truly dictate the market, and it is only the average man who can change these set standards. Institute. Over the years, the Hope Diamond has gone through a series of handlers with a variety of forms and continues to increase in value, now being estimated over $200 to $250 million. Many specifics on prices sold over the years were undocumented. The first known holder of this prize was French merchant traveler Jean-Baptiste Tavernier. He purchased a beautiful violet, triangular, and crudely cut 112 3/16 carat diamond from the Kolar mine in Golconda, India. Tavernier then sold this diamond in 1668 to King Louis XIV of France, where the diamond joined the value with association game. Preceding the attempted escape of Louis XIV and Marie Antoinette, the diamond and all others in the French royal treasury were turned over to the government. This was short-lasting, given in 1792 the diamond was stolen. In 1812, a sudden re-emergence of the jewel took place under the English diamond merchant Daniel Eliason. In 1839, the diamond reached the hands of Henry Philip Hope until 1901, when it went through the hands of several owners. In 1911, Cartier yet again reset the diamond, selling it to Mrs. McLean. It went from a headpiece on a three-tiered circlet of large white diamonds to the pendant on a diamond necklace as we know it today. She had the diamond until her death in 1947. Harry Winston, Inc. of New York then purchased her entire collection in 1949. For 10 years, the Hope Diamond's beauty was shared around the world, and in 1958 was donated to the Smithsonian Institution, where it rests today. The amount of time, labor, and funds that are associated with the creation of an item often determines its overall value. An item in its natural state may not be worth as much as a product in its end state, because the process of production usually entails the complexity behind extracting its final value. Usually this creates a situation where one nation profits from another's natural resources while the other sacrifices proper work conditions and decent standards of living in order to meet these profitable demands. Areas with some of the most exploitive practices are present in jewel mines and production facilities, which are found in some of the most hunger-stricken and war-torn regions.
More valuable, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, obviously the Hope Diamond is very valuable in itself, but as a commodity, I'd say carbon is much more valuable because it runs the entire country.
Okay. What was the other question?
Since the Hope Diamond overall is, valued more as a society as far as like intrinsically or whatever, what does that say about our value system, in society, when we value something like this instead of something that's more useful?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we believe that the Hope Diamond is more valuable, so it is. Like, it's kind of like our money and that sort of stuff. But I mean, diamonds have their uses, but we like them because they're shiny.
Speaking of money, what is money?
What is money? I mean, it's something that we believe to have a value, a common value across, the board, and it's going to mean the same amount to me as it is to you, and that's why it's money.
Thank you.
Chris.
Thanks.
Okay. We have a picture of a car there and the diamond Hope. So looking at these two pictures, which one do you guys find more valuable?
Well, if I was going to sell, a lump of coal or a Hope Diamond? I would rather have the proceeds from the Hope Diamond myself, personally. You guys think?
Yes.
Yes. I think so.
I could see this being more valuable to poor people.
Coal.
So, yeah.
You could burn your Hope Diamond if you really wanted to.
That's true. Came from coal.
In a coal mine. I mean, then it might be.
Or diving in the ocean. I saw the two next to each other. I'd probably pick up
Probably
that.
go for the diamond.
Why do you think that the Hope Diamond has so much intrinsic value?
Well, it doesn't have any intrinsic value, but we've decided that we think diamonds are valuable because they're rare and because they can be made to look so pretty.
Visually, it's more aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, it is more pleasing to look at.
Okay, and when we say, you know, the diamond is, well, more pleasing to look at, or that we would rather have the diamond over, say, a lump of coal or carbon, what do you think that says about our value system in society? Because most people would choose the Hope Diamond, obviously, because it's worth so much more. So,
I don't know that it has really huge implications about our value system. I mean, the two things would be used very differently. You would value them differently depending on your circumstances. Like you were saying, you could burn coal if you needed to make heat.
If you relied on coal for your heat source and there was lack of coal, then that coal would be very valuable. So it's, you have to think of the context, I guess.
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Johnny. All right, Johnny. We have Johnny here, and he's going to give his opinion. We have the Hope Diamond and the carbon coal. All right, Johnny. Looking at these two photos, which one do you find more valuable?
Hope Diamonds.
Why Hope Diamond?
Because it's more value and it looks a lot nicer visually.
Okay.
And why would you choose the Hope Diamond over the coal or the carbon?
There aren't very many Hope Diamonds, and monetary value it's a lot more.
So as a society, when we say the diamond is more precious and more valuable because of its rarity, perhaps, what does that say about our society, about our value system?
We're too focused on like unnecessary things like diamond makeup, stuff like that. Totally unnecessary, but we like it because it just looks nice, opposed to like useful things like coal. So yeah.
All right. Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you.
Cut.
Yes. This universe is being developed to a standard surpass the ancient ideas and surpass the first.
The value that we attach to money and precious metals are cultural appropriations and power. Richard Seifert explains that the Greeks' perception of value and acceptance of currency is tied to their fascination with the power of the same one thing, wealth, money, or currency, to do a wide variety of things. In order to complete a transactional process, wealth, money, or currency was the source that gave them the ultimate authority that they desired. It is then less confounding under these terms to understand what then makes an object into a valuable commodity. Something that is of universal value is usually due to the agreed consensus held amongst a vast group of people that this object, in this case the Hope Diamond, possesses some kind of importance. Seifert argues that for the Greeks, confidence in money, general belief in its future general acceptability, may depend on habit, which depends on confidence, and the inherent value of the object used as money. Essentially, in order for something to be deemed valuable, it has to possess some sort of institutionalized standard for it to have any leverage within a transaction. Therefore, in order for the Hope Diamond to possess substantial value, society has to determine its self-worth.